I'm holding my custom-made Maton guitar. This is, I guess, my signature guitar because it has lightning bolts instead of F-holes, and I ride the lightning a lot, so to speak. And I'm a red-headed person, so it's a red devil. And it's Matons make the finest guitars, in my opinion, that have ever been made. They're not a new company. They're just extremely unwell known because they're from Australia, and everything is handcrafted. They have a single a master luthier that's literally physically in the middle of their factory in a box, like a magic genie, and everything is unique Australian woods. All the pickups are hand wired, which is, I don't use pedals.
Yeah.
And I find them sometimes to be dishonest live, and I just don't have the time for it. So I like things that allow me to plug and immediately get the just this side of distortion sort of intensity without losing the ability to be clean. And the Master Sound pickups, which is what the pickups are that are placed into the Maton, are probably the finest pickup you can find, and also a secret, because I find in this day and age, unless it, nobody even considers spending $2,500 on a brand new guitar unless it's a Gibson. It just, the consideration just doesn't even happen. But you can't get these guitars for less than that because they're all handmade and nothing is sacrificed. And I also like the ability to split the pickups. Boom.
Do you do that much in a set?
Only on occasion, because I'm the rhythm guitarist, and I write all the songs so that every part is a drum. So in a way, I actually play guitar like a drummer.
Explain that real quick.
When you play everything like a drum, the parts will change. For example, if you listen to a Black Sabbath song, Bill Ward's going doo 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 boom trap boom trap. But in guitar, that could be bang 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 bang. You just translate the parts, and for me, it's the James Brown developed principle of writing songs. He made every instrument a drum so that they Legoed into each other, and Legos fit a lot tighter. Do you know what I mean? Than Tinker Toys. And I'm a hillbilly. I don't like to have to think too much. So if everything's a Lego, that's a whole lot easier for me, man.
And is there anything so this is one that you could buy off the rack? There's nothing that you've changed or done anything specific or asked the guys?
You could never buy this guitar off the rack. There's no guitars with the lightning bolt F-holds. And my pickups are slightly hot rodded, just a mild customization, and that's in terms of the gauge of the wire that wraps the coil to make the magnet. On this new album, I started playing baritone guitar. The baritone guitar is... It's a weird guitar. It was created to simply be a pad for bass in the days of one microphone recording. And surf guitarists used it and applied it, obviously because of the longer necks, they can do lower range solos. I decided to use it on this new album in its traditional use as a bass instrument. And when I let the dudes at Maton know that, they made me this badass baritone that's got these very unique... It's got the pickups that you would most likely find in like a crappy K guitar in the 60s, like a mail order guitar, because that's what I wanted, along with this and the signature.
Of course.
Lightning bolt. And it's called the MS T-Bird, the Master Sound T-Bird.
And what songs do you play off this on Zipper Down?
Silver Lake, The Deuce Kim Boogie, Oh Girl, a lot. And it just, all I do, I'll play it and it just backs up the bass lines just to lift it up.
And is it tuned B to B, A to A, or?
It's a corollary to my G tuning.
Okay.
So because there's three basic tunings that you tune a baritone to, and they're proportional tunings. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a standard guitar is EAD. This would be 2 keys lower,
yeah.
And so I think it is a BD, BBD. It's some weird. It's got a lot of sharps in it. I just don't want to tell anyone.
That's fine.
Even though it's no secret, all you got to do is it's the Keith Richards tuning, but he takes off the top string, and I just double those Gs.
Gotcha.
So you're tuning the E string up to G, which puts a lot of tension under the neck. So I would advise before you do that, you manipulate the string configuration and you use a lighter gauge string for your E string.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, Ernie Ball, I'm very fortunate that Ernie Ball will sort that stuff for me.
I'm going to ask you a really dumb question, just because I always wanted to know, now that I know you don't use pedals, there's variations in your guys' recorded material in terms of fuzz tones.
Oh yeah.
Even from the Peace, Love, Death Metal to
I use
now.
2 pedals.
So that's what I was going to ask. How do you recreate that without the pedals? I know that
I don't use amps in the studio. The only thing I use bigger than I use Gorilla GC25 in the studio, and I use the Zinke cigarette amp. And then I look at the pedal as a head.
Gotcha.
When I'm in the studio, the pedal is a head. And I actually have, I'm very fortunate to own an Axis fuzz pedal that belonged to Jimi Hendrix and a Maserite Fuzzrite. And I use those in split corollary tracks, simultaneously recorded performances. One direct through my Maserite Fuzzrite and one direct through my Axis fuzz. And then I mix those 2 together for my tone. That's the secret to my tone.
Gotcha.
Which is, it's a fucking beautiful sound, man. There's nothing in the world like a Roger Mayer handmade Axis fuzz pedal. And I guess that's why they're so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when it was owned by Jimi Hendrix. Come on, that's like some Sword in the Stone shit. Like, I own the Axis. You know what I mean?
I feel cooler just standing next to you just because of that.